me first. And it's an honour to be speaking to you this afternoon. I understand that you're one of the best postgraduate law schools in the country. Is that right?
Yeah.
On that basis, I'm going to be on my best behaviour because I'm guessing one of you guys will my manager about 5 to 10 years' time. I think it's an incredible feat doing what you are doing on a part-time basis, 2-year course. Because a lot of you will be working during the week, and this would have been social time, family time, and you're doing this. And if I was an employer, the determination and the commitment that you're showing through this course to law is outstanding. Now, what motivated me to be a lawyer was something I had from a young age. Was I really thought that lawyers, they help me. They get people out of the mess. And I also wanted to be a member of Parliament because I saw them they help people looking after people in their community. But what really kind of got me determined to do it and gave me the willpower was when I did some charity work in Mozambique, working with the orphanage, because I saw real poverty on a daily basis for a significant period of time. And it kind of made me feel, made me understand who I was, what I wanted to do, and the lengths I'd go to achieve it. And I think that's a very important question for each one of you here, because when you apply to become a solicitor or a barrister, one of the questions you're going to be asked is, why do you want to do this? And each one of you will have a unique answer to that. It's something you get clear in your mind, so when you answer it, it's a very thoughtful and clear answer. Now I moved on to university, I went to the University of Kent, and during that time I did something called the Windsor Fellowship Scheme, which is there to help in Black and Asian undergraduates to achieve the best they can in their professional career. And there are things such as a free representation unit, another organisation you can get involved in, and I recommend that. And through that, I got an internship with the Health and Safety Executive Legal Department in London, and a paid internship over the summer. I emphasise paid because when I was asked to give this talk, I spoke to a couple of local solicitors about how they got their training contracts and how they got their first few steps on the legal ladder. And it was mainly unpaid work at a couple of law firms over a series of a couple of years. And the emphasis behind that is, look, you've got to get work experience, that's the bottom line. So it should be paid, but properly, well, you must ensure you get that. And somebody at the Health and Safety Executive Department was able to get me a mini pupillage at 2 Bedford Road, which is a leading defence chambers in London. And there's a saying that a good lawyer knows the law, a great lawyer knows the judge. And on a serious note, I think it's important that whilst you're studying, whilst you're in the course, you also take time out to get to know people, get your face out there, meet people, network, because that's just going to be as helpful for you as a study. Now, towards the end of my degree, I knew I wanted to do the bar, and so I joined Lincoln's Inn. And Lincoln's Inn is one of 4 inns of court that you can join. And they offer scholarships and bursaries to do the course. And I had taken student loans there, so it was a really expensive thing for me, so I wanted to apply for this. And I had an interview for a panel of 3 or 4 people, and I was looking at a £3,000 bursary. I recommend you do the same if finances are really worried. But still, when I went on the bar course, in the first few months, I was concerned about the amount of debt I was racking up. I actually found a professional development loan you can get from high street banks. I remember having a conversation with my dad about this. I know when I went to work, I was worried about working because I wanted to concentrate on studies. And he just said to me, look, you do this now, focus on your education and do the best you can. And I think that was a wise word, because if you are going to do it, you can't spend every second of your day worrying about the debt that you need racking up. And then throughout the course, there's offers from the bar provider that I was with in Bristol to do work experience with local solicitors and chambers. And I really say to you that in whatever institution you go to, you should really maximise opportunity, because you're paying a lot of money. And if they can offer you work experience in a local chamber, take it up. I did a mini pupillage with the Rougemont Chamber, which is about 20 miles away from the institution I was studying. And then towards the end of the professional qualification year, you're encouraged to apply for pupillage. And you they do that in a number of ways. There's old pass, which is the electronic system. I think they still use that today. And that was quite successful. They got 3 or 4 interviews from that. And the CVs and covering letters, and mine were pretty useful. I didn't get any job interviews from CVs and covering letters. And I look back and I think, you know what? They weren't bold enough. They just didn't stand out enough. They weren't persuasive. They didn't really sell me as a person. I was a very self-conscious person. I think, you know, if I had a chance to do it again, I'd be much more confident about the way I do it. And that's what I recommend to do. On Old Pass, I spent a lot of time drawing over my application form. I asked other people to look over it, and I think that paid dividends. Another thing which seemed to pay dividends for me was to actually go to a chamber and hand in my application at the front desk. And, the one I did in Birmingham, the head of chambers happened to be in the foyer area at the same time. And I got to the final round of that chambers. And I think that it's a bit out of the ordinary, but it seems to work. But after a range of interviews, I was again unfortunate. And the first job I took up was near to one of my parents' home. It was a temping job. We paid very well, and there were a lot of people I worked with, lawyers, but it wasn't the job I wanted to do. You know, I spent 4 years grafted, for university and to bar school, and it didn't feel right for me. And so, a few months later, I took up this job, which is what I do now as a legal advisor within the courts and tribunal service. And the salary was half of what I was earning, but there was more stability. There was an opportunity to learn, progression, which for me was more important at that time. And it was a town called Mansfield. I've never heard of Mansfield before. I certainly know it now, I can tell you that. And so, you know, I spent many years there now. Got married, got a little son now, started a family. And I mean, at the same time as doing that, I got involved in things I want to get involved with. I've always wanted to get involved. There was the Labour Party and the trade union. I've been a card carrying member of those organisations, but it was a chance to go and get involved more. Now I had a stable job and I was working towards it. So I became my trade union branch secretary, and then I started getting involved with the Labour Party, with the branch meeting, and I stood for a local election a few years ago. And then last year I was invited to get involved with the Police and Crime Commissioner selections. I ran against the Nottinghamshire Commissioner, Paddy Tipping, for the Labour nomination, and just missed out on a few votes on the Labour nomination. So overall, I mean, what I want to say is that on that point is, you know, there may be other passion you have as well as law, but law will help to kind of improve the skills you have to do that, and there may be alternative careers that arise from that. But the central message is be bold, be brave. Don't be afraid to do something out of the ordinary. Don't think there's any kind of set norms in this. You know, you've got a career you want to get, so go out there and get it.